So the Superman trailer finally dropped, and let me just say it was otherworldly. It was amazing. A lot of fans like myself really like the Superman trailer, and I think the Superman trailer is great. And I think it is great because it just honors Superman as a character, honors Clark Kent, it honors the history of Superman. And I think this movie is beautiful, and it really feels like you're inside of a comic book. So I want to talk about some shots that I loved from the Superman trailer. We're going to talk about this way deeper on the podcast, but I want to give you guys some of the shots that I like, so you guys know that we're active on here and that we're watching stuff. So I put up this shot first because this is after Superman's taking a beating. It seems like as you see the little peach fuzz growing on his face, he's getting a little shadow beard trying to grow hair. I thought this scene was awesome because it's just good to see Clark Kent kind of sad. Obviously we got to see we've seen a lot of Clark Kent being sad in the past, but in this movie, it does seem like Clark Kent, aka Superman, is going to go through a lot. And so this shot really meant a lot to me because I felt like it showed that Clark Kent, is going through a lot of things in his personal life and as Superman. So this scene right here for me was everything. I love this part of the trailer because this guy's being helped up. Superman's being helped up by this random bystander. And to me, that's Superman. Superman is a man of the people. The people love Superman. And so the fact that he just got, thrown into the ground and a bystander is helping him up, it just shows that Superman has a love for humans and that the humans love him. In some iterations, it shows that Superman isn't loved as much by humans. And yes, there's going to be parts and themes where Superman is hated. And I think we're going to get some of that in this movie. We've seen it where the dude throws the can at Superman, that there's going to be parts where he's hated, but he also is loved by many people. When you think about characters like Superman and Spider-Man and people like that, there's people in their worlds that love them and adore them and look up to them. So this was awesome. This is just look. This scene really has no context for me. I just thought it was dope to see his arm and all the flames and little fire ricochets going off behind him. I just thought this was super cool. I like these Superman shots are everything, bro. I also loved this too. This a little blurry, but just another scene of Superman walking and then all of the people clapping at him, just showing more and more, vibes. Just Superman being a man of the people. Some of my favorite scenes of Superman in general are Superman just helping people and being loved by people and hugging kids, it's in just being like the man of tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Also loved this shot here of, so apparently this is the Justice Gang, but we see this shot of Guy Gardner, Hulk Girl, and Mr. Terrific. I just thought it just looked cool. I didn't like these suits at first, but not gonna lie, they're starting to grow on me over time. And this is just another scene I loved here. So I love the way that Guy Gardner kind of waved his hand, and then we see the green hand go up, and maybe that's how the Green Lantern rings are going to work. It's kind of like bending, because when you watch the animated shows, and even if you saw the live action Green Lantern movie, it's more so like I show my ring and then I can move my ring around. It's not necessarily I wave my ring and then the hand goes up. So I think it's a very creative and interesting way to use the Green Lantern ring. So I thought that was cool too. And the fact that he just like nonchalantly takes out this tank is also fun. And just another shot of Hawk Girl. As I said, this is another suit that I didn't like at first, but it's growing on me. I love the helmet, and I don't think this will be Hawk Girl's like actual final suit. I think we're going to see another suit for Hawk Girl, but I thought this was cool. Another shot of Superman, bro. Like, this was cool. Now, let's talk about Mr. Rick Flag. Rick Flag looks great. He's being played by a Marvel legend. He was Crossbones, all that stuff. But he's a really great actor. And we see these two here. Now, why is it that Lex Luthor's people are working in tandem with the government? And are we going to get President Lex Luthor in this movie? I wasn't really expecting it, but I wouldn't be shocked if maybe the government is working with Lex Luthor as some type of contractor or as some type of third party that's going to intervene when superheroes are acting up, mostly because he has these two superpowered beings with him. And I think that'll be very interesting. And it seems like maybe they're planting those seeds for that super, presidential Lex Luthor kind of role. And if they are, I think that's going to make the DCU very, very interesting. And I hope that a Lex Luthor as president affects all of the heroes, not just Superman. And this is another scene of Metamorpho. And as you see behind him, it is Kryptonite, and Clark Kent is stuck in this box cage thing. And we know that Clark Kent ends up breaking out because that is in the trailer. But obviously, Lex Luthor captures him. So this is just going to be another fun scene. But I just love the scene of just Metamorpho. And by the way, I love that these practical effects on him and that this isn't all CGI. I think it's super awesome that they went and did that. Oh, it's a blank one. Now, this scene right here of Clark Kent. So if you don't know, this is the opening of the trailer where Clark Kent is talking to Lois Lane, and Lois Lane is going to interview him as Superman. Now, what we see in this scene is that Clark Kent gets super defensive because what's happened is he went to another country to help stop a war, but America's mad because apparently he needed jurisdiction and able to go into this country. It basically, he had to meet with the president or whoever's in the government to go and do it. And Superman is angry. He's like, why do I have to do this? I just want to save people. People were going to die. I stopped the war. And so I think this is a very interesting thing that's being built between Superman and the government to where he just want to be a good guy to save people. He's like, why is there all of these, walls that I have to go through just to be a hero? And this is obviously a part of the world that we're in when we're coming into the DCU. So this is going to be very interesting. Now, some people didn't like this scene, and some thought that this scene was super edgy. I necessarily don't like that take. I don't think it's edgy at all. I think that this scene was perfect. So people were kind of tripping with that, bro. It wasn't really the biggest fan of people's opinions saying that this is edgy. I don't think this gave off Superman being edgy, but I do think this gave off Superman being passionate. And I have nothing against a passionate Superman. It's not like he slammed his hand, on a table and then he flies up and Lois Lane is scared. That is not what this is. So these are some of my favorite shots from the trailer. There's obviously a bunch of other shots, but as I said, we're going to cover darn near all of the shots on the podcast. We just wanted to give some of my favorite ones. But hope you guys like this video. We'd love to hear some of your favorite parts from the Superman trailer. But please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And peace out, y'all.